Yes. Hello, 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 everyone. We're talking about language. Mighty language. Did you ever have that said to you when you were a child? I did, but probably not the way I want to talk about it now. I mean, let's try this on for size. Hola. Kaya. Bonjour. Grüezi. Hi, hi. Now, you probably don't need to have been a genius to work out I was saying hello in 5, 6 different languages there. Some of them you will have been familiar with. Hi, hi. Probably not unless you've been to the northeast of Scotland around Aberdeen and that sort of area. Kaya, unless you're familiar with the Noongar tongue, which is the First Nation peoples around this part of Western Australia. And that was a hello in Maccaton, which was a sign system I grew up with and used with my clients back in the UK. So why have I given you 6 different ways of saying hello? Well, it's important to know who you're talking to, isn't it? Because if you spoke to me in any more than hola, that's literally the limit of my Spanish. So any more than that, and you've lost me. So it's important to know who you're speaking to. Who is your ideal audience? Because then you can work out their words, their language for describing what they want. When you're painting that picture and you're from stage, what is it that they want? Using their words, not yours, their words. Where are they at the moment? What are the problems they're facing? Don't want to be here. Want to be here. Using their words, remember? And what are the challenges in the middle? Because it's from the perspective of your audience that you're going to be speaking. Because you're going to be speaking to them in a what's in it for me frame. Because if you jump straight in with the, well, I've got the solution to your problem. How do you know if you haven't asked me or haven't thought about what my problem genuinely is? If you can describe the wants, yay, the problems, and the challenges in between in your ideal audience's words, then that will certainly get their attention and they'll want to know more. Let me give you an example. I was on a call with somebody the other day and I asked them, okay, so who is your ideal client? Marketplace professionals was the response. And I said, yeah, what? Is that how they describe themselves? Now, that was a question this person was not prepared for. I know that's how you describe them. But again, what's in it for me come from the perspective of your audience. How do they describe themselves? Oh, management. Right. Can you see there's a bit of a difference there? From the audience's perspective. Now, what I've been explaining to you here is the people, very briefly, and the pain-gain pillars of our 9 pillars of influential communication. I'll say that slowly. 9 pillars of influential communication. And that is the program that I have developed over about 30 years. Except confession time, it's not. It was 7 pillars. Until we put out a survey a few weeks ago. You may have seen it. Hopefully, you filled it in and sent it back. Because if you did, you will now have received an overview of the 9 pillars system. Ebook, probably not a good way of describing it because there's a lot of video material in there and it's not a 2-minute read. Okay, so we've given you lots and lots of information for you to go away and have a think about. And you can then see how the system works. Quick rundown. We talk about your purpose. Why is it important for you to get this message out to your audience right now? We talk about the people, mentioned that already. We look at the pain and gain, spoken about that already. We talk about the power, how you use your voice to articulate not just the words, but also the intention, how you can pause, how you can speed up and use a pacing, how you can alter the quality of your voice. Various other little tips and tricks that you can do with your voice and also your physiology. Presence. How do you bring presence to your speaking? Now, I'm being very present to you here because I'm looking directly at the camera. How do you do that on a Zoom call generally? How do you do that in a room full of people? Keep that level of presence going. How do you perform it? How do you bring it all together? Because there's a different skill set between in-person and virtual. They are very much interrelated, and also there are specific differences. And then we discovered there were two pillars we were missing. Thank you to those of you who put back the survey. We discovered that plan and promote were not there. Those are very important, aren't they? You as a speaker have to have a business plan. If this is going to be your means of revenue, whether it's your primary means of revenue or whether it's an adjunct, it's part of your revenue stream, you need a plan. How are you going to use it? Where does it fit into your overall strategy? And that's where knowing your person really kicks in. Because you could be asked to do podcasts, or you can seek to do podcasts. You can be looking out for speaker opportunities in person, virtually, summits, conferences, all of these opportunities. If you've got your person, your people sorted out, because otherwise you could be talking to a whole group of people using language that makes no sense to them because they're not your ideal people. You see why that's important? Having a plan to build on these other 7 pillars. Where does your speaking fit in to your plan? And then promote. You're going to have to. How are you marketing yourself? And some people go, oh, I don't like the idea of marketing myself. Well, newsflash, this is not about you. This is about your message, isn't it? That powerful heart-to-heart message that you want to bring to the world. You know there's a sense of urgency there. You know that this is something that you need to do here and now and get on with it. How are people going to hear you if they don't know about you? And how are they going to know about you unless you tell them? You could rely on word of mouth. However, that can be a very slow process. So knowing how to promote yourself, where to promote yourself, along with this plan. Now, one of the things that those of you who've done the survey will know that part and parcel of it was the opportunity for a collaboration book, a compilation book. Now, speaking is absolutely where we are focused. Speaking out your message to an audience, whether it be virtually or in person. But when you're on stage, what are you going to offer them? And the call to action. Some of you are coaches, you've got a program. Some of you are authors. Aha, there's something tangible at the end of it. That's really important because your audience wants to get something for their attention, their time, and maybe also their money that they paid to be at your conference, your seminar. So if you've got a book that you can offer them, whoa, that's helpful, isn't it? If you as an author have your own book and you want to sell from stage, you then need to do the speaking. And you see how these two marry in together beautifully. The audible and the written word, because both your words have power. So if you haven't done the survey and you haven't had the ebook as a result, no shame. We would have loved to have had your results, but hey, that's fine. Message me below and we'll get you the information, because a book would be a really handy thing to have as part of your strategy, your plan for 2023, wouldn't it? We're working alongside a very experienced and seasoned publisher. She has dropped her fifth, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth international bestseller this month, earlier this month. She's got another one on the go for her own private stuff. She's coming on board with us to do the Make a Difference book. And that's where your important message can get written down. Your heartfelt, heart-to-heart, powerful message in written form. As I said, message me below if you want more details. And let's jump on a call and see how we can get you not only being a speaker, but also an international best-selling author. That's what I got for you today. 9 pillars of influential communication, pivotally known around your person, and therefore the language that you're going to speak to them. And that is whether you're speaking in person, out loud, on Zoom, or in a tangible book. Speak later. Bye from me.